Hey, if I can get y'all's attention, it's 5:30, so we're gonna go ahead and get tonight's, regular council meeting in order. Everyone's here except for Julie. As I mentioned in our work session, she had a death in her family, so she's away, so y'all be in prayer for her. Open prayer was held in our work session as well as I pledged allegiance. So, now I'll take a approval of the minutes of January the 5th, 2026, regular meetings. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of January 5th, 2026, regular meeting.
Council Pro Tem made a motion, Council Tuck made a second. All those, well, any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passed. Approval of the agenda for January 20th, 2026. I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Council Tuck made a motion, do I have a second? Council Walker made a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please show approval, right hand. Motion carried. Mayor's report.
I had a friend one time started a conversation, said, among the vicissitudes of life, I am illuminated to find one ray of hope amidst dark clouds of despair. That's the way I feel a lot of times around here. But I got a letter this week that I thought my report would be to read the letter to the folks here and to let you know that I've gotten phone calls this week. Our Parks and Rec group, our City Works group and everything, picking up trash along the way, the leaks that got stopped along this week. We've had a pretty good week of stuff reacting and good things. So just want to report that things are okay here in City Hall and in our services out in the community. And this letter came just this afternoon. It said, I'm Roger Quentin Bishop, a 78-year-old retired high school history teacher and football, basketball, and softball coach who moved to Alexander City January 2012. I taught in Jefferson County and Birmingham school systems over 25 years. I'm a United States Army Military Police combat veteran. I joined the United States Army 14 August 1967, served in Vietnam 14 August 1968 to 6 August 1969, finished my Army enlistment 13 August 1970. I've been renting a house from a person here in town for 14 years. He's a good man with a good heart. The purpose of this letter is to recognize many who have assisted me during my recent misfortune. I hurt my spine, pinched nerve, back on 27 December 2025. On 30 December 2025, I was transported to the VA hospital emergency in Alexander City, fire and rescue that evening. Ms. Ruth drove as Ms. Shelby assisted me in taking vital signs and trying to make me comfortable. I was in a lot of pain. These two ladies were very courteous, caring, and professional. They wheeled me into the emergency, and I'm so grateful for this assistance. I got back from home and needed assistance to get to Dr. Curley Chiropractic Clinic. Same Mr. John and his men, Mr. Brian, Mr. Chad, Mr. Scott, assisted getting me to and from the doctor January 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're good men with big hearts. Mr. So-and-so got a ramp fixed for me on January the 12th. My banker at Riverbank and Trust, Philip Glassengang, came in touch with Ms. Montgomery to give me transportation on the Arise bus to and from the doctor for future visits. 8th, 9th, 8th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Dr. Curley's helping me with my treatments. When I moved here, I began to take Little Debbie cakes and Tom's and Lance crackers to the fire department every 3 to 4 months for the men and women to have snacks. I began this around the summer of 2014. I met Chief Mack back then and became friends and enjoyed taking men and women treats because they do so much in serving Alexander City and our community. Chief Mack Fire Department, he oversees a group of outstanding professional caring responders with hearts of gold. I wish to compliment these men and women from the bottom of my heart. They are Alexander City's finest and our police department also. We are so blessed to have Chief Mack, the great men and women who serve in the city of Alexander City. Mr. Mayor, please pass this letter along to Alexander City and Fire and Rescue and let them know I love them all. I will always continue to get treatments over the next few weeks. God bless you, Mayor, our City Council, and our Alexander City community. These who have helped me so much, these wonderful people of Alexander City, I owe a lot to all of them, and most important, our dear and precious God and Lord Jesus. That's the kind of letters I like to get. And may it be that we continue that, because we got a lot of phone calls this past week about the road going down El Canchi, Highway 63, and others looking better and cleaning up. So as we try to become that center of excellence, that's the kind of feedback we need.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll have reports from our standing committees. Finance report tonight. Don't be so gracious to give me some information, make it look like I'm intelligent over here. But she said you would, a 5-year calendar comparison, you'll see that our banking balances have increased substantially, 187% overall from the years before. So right now we're stabilizing our bank accounts and all, and hence the minor discretion between the December 24 and 25 balances. She just says we need to focus on collecting revenue and increase our revenue as much as possible, hoping for new growth and new building here in our town. Monthly banking statements are normal fluctuations, and she said if you look through your sheet where it says the financial summaries, and they give you each department what they're spending. She said everybody is on average, so 75% of each department. Overall, most departments are within the thresholds. It's not, some of them may be expenses they had incurred at the beginning of the year that's a big ticket item. Any questions or comments on that? Do you have anything you want to add?
I just wanted nothing about that, but I do want to give us a little bit of it, to me as exciting news. You guys know we have a kiosk outside the city. This past 3-day weekend, total collections from the kiosk alone was $10,949 with 39 transactions. That may not seem like a lot in lieu of a $30-something million with utilities, but for our ladies, the clerks up front, not to have 39 people bombarding them and get that kind of a long weekend has been amazing. So that has been a good investment. So I would say encourage as many people as possible to come and use our kiosks.
And I would like to give a shout out to my McLean, Rodney's wife, Sherry. Because people come in the door, if they look at the utilities closed and she's there, or I think anybody's there, they will go outside and help you pay a utility bill on the kiosk. So it speaks volume for Sherry, what she does, and the people feel in when she's there. There's always somebody willing to help you to make sure that you can get your bill paid and not come back. So make sure Sherry knows she's appreciated. That's all I have. So public safety, Council Pro Tem Young.
From the police department, I want to welcome Brian Beckman as a new officer to the Alex City Police Department, and we have 4 applicants taking the physical agility obstacle course testing this week. Nothing from the fire department this week.
Okay, thank you. Utilities, Council Lucas.
Yes, the gas department, they have a John McDaniel, he got a title of Master Gas Fitter, I guess this week. So he passed the exam for that. They completed 51 line locations, they ran 2 services to RMC cottages, and there seemed like they're staying pretty busy. Let me pull this up in here. The Adams treatment plant, they reported that all the sample tests that it was taken, they're in compliance with EPA and ADM regulations. Sewer department has completed the 4-4 main at Willow Point. We've been talking about that. The department will soon be installing the same type of mains for the Two Rivers and Shriners Cove subdivision. The water department repaired 15 leaks and had 3 new services. They've received 9 new hydrants to replace for the fire department. Sugar Creek water treatment, they engineered and mounted sensor pumping start valve through Kelton Pump Station, Robson Road, and Sugar Creek water treatment. So all those are staying pretty busy. We appreciate what y'all do.
Thank you. Council Tuck, Parks and Rec.
No report from Parks and Rec.
Thanks. Public Works, Council Waldron.
Yep, from the Public Works, the street department obviously is preparing for the potential winter storm weather as forecasted by the National Weather Center in Birmingham. We are getting daily updates from the Weather Service in anticipation of any changes in the forecast so that we will be ready to address the needs of the city and citizens. Also, we'd like to make the public aware of the city's citizen reporter option to report concerns and issues such as road problems, garbage, vegetation overgrowth, etc. The citizen reporter can be found under the Public Works tab located on the website. From the library, we still had 7 attendees at the adult painting class on January 14th. We still have opens in March and April for volunteers to read at Wednesday story times. If you're a business owner, parent, banker, educator, doctor, nurse, retiree, city worker, or just anybody else, we'd love for you to participate in this program. The telephone number at Maggie's Place is 256-409-7015. Also, the wording on the city's website has been updated to clarify the requirements for a library card. And also, there are a large number of free books and also for sale books at very good prices at the library. Several large print books were recently weeded and are now for sale. There was no update from the building department.
Okay, thank you. Council Govey is not here tonight, so we won't have a report from City Clerk or Cemetery. This station, you don't have anything? That's great. No reports from special committees tonight. We don't have a public hearing. Public comments on any agenda item. We didn't have anybody sign up tonight for that. Romy, do you have any other reports on the city finance tonight? All right, thank you. We have no unfinished business. So our new business tonight is authorize the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement for a printer for the municipal court at the cost not to exceed $4,985. And that is something that they need because they don't need to share a printer with somebody's public information, private information that could get out there and somebody could pick up accidentally. So they asked if they would have a printer. You know, I guess if we take a motion to accept the resolution as presented, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution as presented to purchase that printer.
Council Pro Tem Young made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Council Lucas made a second. Any questions or comments? Joe, anything you want to add to that?
This department, when I looked at the amount of volume of printing that takes place on a daily basis, figuring it up per week, the printer that they're using right now, basically they're exceeding the monthly volume considerably. So when we start looking at what I think would be a recommendation for a better printer, they're getting on the, or this one that they're looking at now will sustain them for a long time, and any volume level that they can increase a good bit. So they were in desperate need of this printer. So yeah, by all means, they need it.
Question, since you came up here, let me ask you a question. I don't want you to leave without this, but so was there a consideration of a lease versus the purchase?
Yes, we looked at both options.
Okay.
And it was really, if you looked at the lease agreement versus the overall purchase, it would cost you more in the long run to lease it. So, and we get warranty on it too. So that's the better option was to go ahead and purchase the device rather than lease it.
I just know a lot of lease agreements, they also do all the servicing for them.
And we still get that out.
Oh, you are gonna get that too as
Yes,
well, okay.
we still get it with Xerox.
Okay.
No problem there.
Thank you.
Are we looking to the future for digital copies and transition to that, or is this just something that's got to be printed?
This is something that has to be printed because you're dealing with a lot of warrant information and stuff, and it needs to be, I feel like, I know for a fact, it needs to stay within that court location rather than out in the public view, because you're dealing with a lot of information of that nature. So it needs to stay within.
Thanks, Judge. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we've had a proper motion and a second. All those in favor to approve the resolution as presented, please raise your right hand. Motion passed 5-0. Second item on the agenda is authorize the mayor to sign a contract to purchase 0.06 acres of real property located on State Route 63 for expanding sewer infrastructure at the cost not to exceed $8,000, and it's sponsored by Council Walter. I know Drew and Lynn, one of y'all want to speak on that?
Yeah, so this is for a parcel of land that will allow us to build a pump station in the future should the east side of 63 develop. That's about it. It's for future expansion. We've got a bore, we've got a roadway crossing there. So as more entities build out on that side, we'll put a pump station in and be able to serve them.
It's just something we plan in the head.
That's right.
All right. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Drew. I take a motion now to approve the resolution as presented. Council Tuck made a motion, I have a second. Council Pro Tem Young made the second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the resolution as presented, please raise your right hand. Motion passed 5-0. Third thing on our agenda is authorize the mayor to execute the Fifth Amendment to Water Tower Protection Communication Site Agreement with Verizon Wireless. Anybody here? Lynn?
So this amendment number 5 will be just giving them access to a small portion of property inside of our area, our water tower. This will just ensure that there's no interrupted service with the Verizon cell tower. They're gonna put a generator there, to support that system in case of a power outage. So, we feel that the increase is suitable for what they're asking.
And we lease that space on that water tower with a lot of companies.
Correct.
Verizon.
Mount Airy, all over town, T-Mobile, Verizon, other entities.
Yeah. For the generator, be hooked up to gas or electric?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think it's gas.
So it'd be solar power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's gas or diesel.
Any other comments or questions? All right, thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Do I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
I make a motion to approve this written.
Council Lucas made a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Council Pro Tim Young made a second. All those in favor of passing the resolution as presented, please raise your right hand. Motion passed 5-0. Last thing on our agenda tonight is to regulate the land disturbance within the city of Elliott City. And, Drew, if you don't mind coming up speaking on that again.
So this is an ordinance to regulate land disturbances in Alexander City. Now, this is necessary because our development process can handle this and regulate this when they come to the city with a proposed development. However, if they do not come to the city with a proposed development and decide that they're going to do mass grading on a large parcel to prep it for development, however, no development necessarily planned to this, they're just doing mass grading. This will allow the city to have an opportunity to review their plans. It will ensure that they have made a plan, review their plans, review that they have contacted ADEM and gotten the necessary environmental permitting they need to do anything over. ADEM sets their limit at 1 acre. We're going to hold this at 2 acres. So any land disturbances less than 2 acres will go through without any kind of review by the city. Anything greater than 2 acres that is not agricultural and is not timber work will require them to come in, present a plan, let us review it, let us make sure that the city assets, sewer lines, water lines, power are accounted for and have been considered. And then we will issue a free $0 permit. Mainly this is to protect city assets and to ensure environmental considerations have been made.
Right. Any other questions for Drew? Thank you, Drew, for your time. Do I have a motion to approve? Well, we got to have immediate consideration, since this is an ordinance. So I have a motion for immediate consideration.
Motion for immediate consideration.
Council Pro Tim Young made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Council Tuck made a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passed for immediate consideration. Now, do I have a motion to accept the ordinance as presented?
I move to accept the ordinance.
Council Walker made the motion. Do I have a second?
No, sir.
Council Lucas made a second. All those in favor of accepting the ordinance as presented, please raise your right hand. Motion passed 5-0. Let's see. We got 2 people that signed up to address the council tonight. Mr. Killingworth, if you will, step to the podium, and we know who you are, we know your address, but by law, we have required it. State it again, please, sir.
I hope that proposal is retroactive. Well, I say, the last meeting, Ed Eisworth was trying to make some points. Y'all timed him out. He's on vacation and not here, and he asked me would I come and finish what he had to say.
Yes.
Ed was, he wanted to confirm.
Excuse me, city clerk's telling me, please state your name and address again.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Don Killingsworth, 94 Dogwood Circle, Alexander City.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. He wanted to have a confirmation on the plan the developer has, and it is within the Alexander City comprehensive plan. And I think Mike said they've already turned in a plan. So it hasn't been okay, but at least we know they have turned in something. We were concerned about the runoff from non-permeable surfaces like it muddied up the water when we had the big rain the other day. It just washed down into the lake. If it keeps up, that's a shallow end of the lake up there. It's going to fill it up. We need something done about that. We're also concerned about the sewage runoff from 10 to 15 to 20 lots that we have. I know that is not something that the city has to deal with, but it's sewage, and it is within the city limits. We're trying to get a hold of whoever we need to get a hold of with the state health department to find out what needs to be done. But you put 10 to 15 lots on that small 2 acres or 4 acres or whatever it is. Where's all that going? They run washing machines, flushing toilets, taking showers. Where's all that gonna go? And that land does not hurt. We're concerned about that. All we're asking is that the city and the departments do what they have to do within what the city has authorized and protect our property and our house and property values. We ask that y'all are diligent in doing that. That's all we got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you.
And I know for a fact that I've had a conversation with Drew, and I know Mike has, maybe a couple of others, and we're gonna make sure that they follow our subdivision plan and development. That they will not be able to do anything that's not approved and not presented through us, so you can be assured that will happen. Next person on the agenda to speak tonight is Ms. Edwards. If you would, please step up.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
I said that before I got here, so I get off 2 minutes, okay?
Name and address, please.
I am Cynthia Edwards. I live at 612 Spring Hill Road, and I come before the mayor and the council tonight to say that it gave the Black community and my heart great joy yesterday to see the representation that we got from the city of Alexander City administration and council. It was just great because I was looking around and I was counting you guys, and we had the majority there. So, you know, February is Black History Month. So those who missed, we hope that you can make that and call y'all, just bring them on with you all. And the other thing that I wanted to say was that I am so grateful that this council and this mayor speaks into the mic where I might hear what you're talking about. I commend you all on that. So I just want to give y'all your kudos when I can, so when I come and say something, you know, negative, y'all remember the good things I said. Okay. But we were thoroughly proud of you all, and we enjoyed the mayor. You know, I believe the mayor is a preacher. Now I believe it.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. Comments from the council. I'll start with Council Pro Tem Young.
First of all, on a sad note, I'm hearing the news of some success stories within our city where we're gonna lose our Parks and Recreation Director, Casey, who's been outstanding, and this being kind of an area that I've been in all my life, I just know that this guy is someone that truly had the role of taking care of our community and our youth and everything. 100%, he was all on it and just did an outstanding job. We're gonna miss him, but I know that Ohio is going to enjoy him when they get him. I also want to say the same thing about our Community Development Director, Amanda Thomas. I've known Amanda since she worked at Public Works down there, and I don't know anybody that's more giving and loving towards the city of Alex City. She's put a lot of time and effort into trying to grow within this community. I think she's done an outstanding job, and I don't know the exact job situation that she's going to be going to, but I know that somebody's getting a winner out of her as well. Ms. Cynthia, I was going to mention the MLK Junior Celebration. That in itself was well done, and I'll tell you, the speakers were great, and the pastor was. He could have held 100,000 people that day. He did a great job of speaking to everybody, so we really enjoyed that, enjoyed being a part of it. If you could maybe tune up the temperature a little bit for the parade in the morning, it'd be great. That 30-degree weather was tough, but we enjoyed that. I got one other subject that I want to bring up this now. I've got a concern. And I didn't know if I was going to make it back. I had a meeting I had to go to, and I didn't know if I'd make it back. So I typed it out, but I just want to express this. And I may not have all the details that I need, but I do know enough to know from the past in this position. But I'm very concerned that we are filling the job of the Community Development Director at a pay grade of 27 at this particular time. I'm very interested in knowing who the writer and the author of this job description, and secondly, is it necessary to fill this position at the time? When you do job descriptions, those things can change every time you look at hiring someone. And the way you do a job description, it also can change your pay grade and all that. So, but I'm really concerned that now is a good time. But also after reviewing the job description and comparing it to the new mayor's admin position, they carry some of the same duties that were expected in Jessica's old position as a mayor's admin assistant. It looks to me more like it's some kind of chief of staff role. And I don't know if we're changing that. I don't know what the title of, if that's going to change, but it really is concerning me. And I worked with Randy Thomas, who was a community developer director for over 25 years. I didn't work with him for 25 years. I'm sorry. He was the development for over 25 years. And that job description looks to be excessive for that position in the community. Now, in fairness, I don't know what all has changed, that we have to make all these adjustments and add all these additional descriptions to that job to bump that pay scale up. And I think today, and I think now is a bad time for us to be doing things at that level when we have other concerns within our city that we need to be looking at within other pay scales, pay grades. And, you know, regardless of the funds that have already been allocated for 2026 payroll budget, this is a great opportunity to consider other employee raise opportunities that have been overlooked in the past. I personally do not believe that this position right now should be filled at this time nor funded. And I think we need to revisit this at the end of this budget year, you know, maybe for 2027, personally. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Council Pro Tem Young. Council Walter.
Good evening, everybody. Appreciate everybody coming out. Like Bill, I wish the best to Amanda and Casey. It always hurts to lose people, but you can kind of take it as a compliment when a lot of people look to our city to further promote their opportunities. I wish you the best. I hope everybody's safe throughout the weekend. I know there's my wife's been watching James Spann for like 2 days now, like most every teacher does. And just hope everybody has a great, safe weekend. It's good to be back. I apologize. I had 2 prior engagements for the last 2 meetings, so I was tardy. And yesterday, I wanted to go to the event yesterday, but crisis at work, and almost had to leave last night on the flight to Los Angeles. So was able to work that out to stay and be with you. But anyway, everybody have a great week. Thank you. It's an honor to be sitting up here.
Thank you, Council Walter. Council Lucas.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and also let's keep our public works people in your prayers and all this weekend, because it looks like it's going to be a pretty tough weekend for most of them. So, and I'd like to comment on what Bill had said. I feel the same way. I think we need to kind of look at this and see what we can do at a later date on that position. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Council Tuck.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Just to echo what the rest of my councilors have said, to Casey and to Amanda, I wish them the best. And to Council Walter's point, it is very rewarding when people decide to, you know, try to pull people from your community in order to help their community. You know, listening to the mayor, listen to some of the councilors speak about some of the different, you know, job descriptions, things that are going on, regardless, whether we decide to leave it how it is, defund, whatever the case may be, the job titles are how they are, and they are posted. And I believe that, as the mayor is saying, he wants to in-house promote people, whether that's from City Hall or whether it's from Alexander City as a whole. We have people here that are very comfortable. We have people here that are very educated and can fill these positions. So they're posted. I'm a lot for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Tuck. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. So it's good to see you here. Oh, I I haven't got you. All right, thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thank the employees for what y'all do. And again, the MLK program was probably one of the best I've been to, and I've been to a lot of them throughout the years. The mayor spoke very well. Probably the best speech by a mayor since I've been sitting on the council. So kudos to you, Mayor, for speaking well. And like Councilman Young said, the guest speaker, he was outstanding. He had a lot of emotion, and really pumped everybody up to be there. And MLK is not division. He was about unity.
Right.
And so many people are getting away from that now. And that was the theme yesterday. We got to quit separating one another and come together. And like one of our county commissioners said, you know, it's okay to disagree with somebody. Let it be a disagreement. Don't let that disagreement turn into hate. And that's what we see so often now. If I don't agree with what you say, I'm going to hate you for it. So we all need to be good stewards of how we act ourselves, and don't let somebody's actions cause you to hate them and have a reaction that's negative. Just remain positive, continue to do what's right. I tell everybody all the time, if you turn that TV off and turn to Jesus, your life will be a whole lot better. So I try to stay away from that TV because I don't want my mind corrupted by what the gossip and the news and the false stuff that's been put out there. I tell folks I'm proud to live in a small community because in our community, we get along. We care about each other. We know each other. We work together, play together. We're a community, and that's what it should be. And this country is getting away from the community and trying to be all about I. So we need to get away from I and keep our eyes focused on each other. I will make a comment. I know Council Goree's not here. She had spoke a little bit about also defunding that position temporary. And I know it's a council decision to do so. I know in the time it would help when our pay study gets in to kind of absorb some of that pay raise to start with and maybe revisit in 25, 26, 27 budget year, because right now we would need the money when we were only to kind of help out if it. We don't know what that amount is yet.
We don't know the salary study isn't completed, so exactly how much we would need is undetermined at the moment. But I will say the surplus, you would call it that, net income for the general fund budgeted was only 16,000. So I'm sure it will be more than that. But I think what Kristen did say when she spoke last, that the vast majority of the positions, the 5% increase that we gave at the beginning kind of covered that. But until we get, the final results, we don't know the actual details.
Just know, just based off conversations, especially Council Goree was not here tonight to speak, so I just want to speak on what she had spoken to me as well. I don't have anything further other than be safe. Pray for those who have not, especially during this cold weather. Because there's a lot of folks walking the street now that don't have a place to lay their head at night. So pray for those people. If you see somebody, try to help them. With that, Mayor, your final comments.
Forced to respond. One, we need to be safe through the weekend. If you haven't paid attention, there's a winter storm coming Friday night, Saturday. You need to make sure you got sand, rock salt, what you need in case we get that kind of ice down here. Don't go by everybody else off. A little bit of it, get your steps done. Two, could not express our enjoyment at the celebration yesterday anymore. Thank you for recognizing that. We thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. When it comes to jobs and posting jobs, I'm responsible for that and responsible for assessing the needs of the city and making sure those job descriptions are what they need to be. That particular job description we're talking about has been around at least 45 years. And it's been revised just a little bit. It's basically the same job description Randy Thomas had. And as I got here and assessed that job description and other job descriptions, what you do is you don't budget when you're building an organization and trying to provide service to 14,500 people, 40,000 in some of our services. You budget to what does it take to get the work done? What does it take to build the organization? What does it take to develop the human resources. What we found out here is we've got great leaders in this organization in the different functions. And this is the job that is critical to human resource development, to strategic planning for the future. And we need it and need it desperately. I wouldn't have approved the posting of it if I had not thought we needed it. With that, the council can always do what it needs to do. I think it would be a grave injustice and a grave mistake on the potential for where we are precariously perched to move forward in the future to even think about defunding, doing away with that particular position.
Is that on there? Our next council meeting is, set for Monday, February the 2nd. It'll be at 5:30 p.m. Councilman Warren said he's got one last thing to say.
Ms. Cynthia, I wanted to bring this up. I wish I'd said this a while ago, but, several years back, we probably had, we always talked about the MLK Junior movement, and everything. And of course, he has soldiers all over this country that are trying to do the exact same thing to remind people what this is all about. One of our soldiers that was in Alex City passed away. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. And it wasn't during the month of January, where we all had to come together. Well, Thomas Marbury passed away, Tutu. Most of y'all remember Tutu.
Right.
Now, when that happened, Alex City came together as a whole. Whites, blacks, rich, poor, Democrats, Republicans, everybody came together because that guy had touched every soul in Alex City in some shape, form, or fashion. And that's what, to Bobby's point, is small town USA, this is what makes it so great. We can do this here in Alex City. We can do it all the time. And let us be one of the cities that are helping develop other cities or other counties or whatever. But I mentioned that to Ms. Alice yesterday about how I remembered that church, First Baptist Church, was filled to the rafters. And it was an incredible moment in Alexander City. And I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. Any other? Hearing none, I'll take the motion to adjourn the meeting. A motion, all those in favor? Motion's adjourned. Thank y'all for coming.